Those who do not control their emotions will be controlled by others. Have you ever felt that your emotions dominate you? That a single word can make you lose control? That one provocation is enough to break your calm? And that after reacting, you're left with that bitter taste of having fallen right where the other person wanted? I'm ready. Machiavelli said that power is not in strength, but in control. Because he who does not master himself ends up serving those who do. Every impulsive reaction is a surrender of power. Every word spoken without thinking is a surrender. Every emotional explosion is a weapon that another can use against you. Breathe, observe, decide. The world is full of provocateurs, people who don't seek dialogue but reaction, who don't want to understand you only to test if they can pull you out of your center. And when they succeed, they smile, because they already have you in their hands. But the strategist, the one who has learned the art of silence, does not fall into that trap, does not react, does not defend, only observes. Machiavelli knew it. He who masters his emotions masters others, not with screams, not with demonstrations, but with a calm that unsettles. Because calm is power, silence is power, and self-control is the purest form of authority. Thank you. Many confuse impulse with sincerity. They believe that speaking without filter is being authentic. But authenticity without control is vulnerability disguised. Showing everything you feel is like handing over the map of your weaknesses. And in a world of wolves, that's dangerous. Not everyone deserves to see your emotions. Not everyone deserves your truth. Not everyone deserves your energy. I'm ready. Every time you choose to respond from calm, you break the cycle that others expect. Your silence unsettles. Your pause imposes. Your control disarms them. Machiavelli did not teach to pretend. He taught to observe without exposing yourself, to understand the game without becoming a piece. The wise man does not chase provocation. The wise man waits, calculates, and acts only when everything is in his favor. Because true strength is not seen in the explosion, but in the containment. Breathe, observe, decide. When you don't react, you make yourself invisible to chaos. And from that invisibility, you govern. Thank you. There is a type of power that makes no noise, does not shout, does not demand, only observes. That power is born from the cold mind, from the serene heart, from the soul that learned not to react to every spark. I'm ready. Machiavelli understood it. The man who masters his emotions masters the environment, because he who despairs reveals his weaknesses. He who gets upset loses clarity, and he who justifies himself has already yielded ground. The strategist does not explain himself. The strategist does not defend himself. The strategist analyzes. Thank you. Learn to look without showing your cards, to listen without giving away your position, to smile even when the other seeks your reaction. That is emotional dissimulation. It is not falsehood, it is control, it is intelligence. Machiavelli said, "He who cannot control his face reveals his mind, and in that instant loses power. Therefore, do not show everything you feel. Do not allow your expression to be an open book. Learn to breathe when something upsets you, to contain the impulse, to master the gaze. Because every time you manage to stay firm, you send a silent message to the world. Nothing moves me. Nothing breaks me. Breathe, observe, decide. Many believe that silence is weakness, but silence is the strength of one who no longer needs to explain himself. When you remain silent, you choose the battlefield, and on that terrain, you command. The manipulator needs your reaction, the aggressor needs your anger, the provocateur needs your explanation. But when you give them nothing, they disarm, they crumble, they lose control. The silence is also an answer. I'm ready. Machiavelli did not teach to deceive, he taught to protect, to wear the right mask at the right moment, to maintain calm while the other burns. It's not about hiding who you are, but about not giving yourself away to just anyone. Thank you. Your emotional energy is gold. Your calm is your shield. Your silence, your invisible sword. Every provocation you ignore, every insult you don't respond to, every explanation you decide to keep silent, is a move of power. The wise man does not waste energy demonstrating. The wise man conserves his fire for when victory is inevitable. Breathe, observe, decide. Not everything deserves a reaction. Not everything requires a word. Sometimes, the gaze is enough. And he who understands your calm knows he is before someone who cannot be manipulated. I'm ready, because self-control is not repression. It is mastery. It is freedom. He who does not master his emotions ends up being their prisoner. But he who learns to observe without exposing himself already governs his inner world. Thank you. Machiavelli summarized it thus. The prince must appear virtuous, but act with calculation. Appearance confuses, calm unsettles, silence imposes. That is the strategy of the wise, to see without being seen, to move without being detected, to decide without being pressured. Breathe, observe, decide. The art of observing without exposing yourself is not cowardice, it is mastery. And when you manage to master it, no one will be able to manipulate you anymore. I'm ready. There is something more dangerous than a visible enemy. An enemy who smiles. A friendly face that hides intention. A sweet word that conceals calculation. I'm ready. Machiavelli knew it. Power is not measured by strength, but by the ability to read another's soul without revealing yours. While the naive seek affection, the strategist observes gestures. While the impulsive trust in words, the wise man reads silences. Thank you. Learning to observe is an art, the art of seeing without being seen, of listening without opining, of understanding without giving yourself away. He who masters observation already masters the terrain. Breathe, observe, decide. Many show their emotions with pride, as if they were proof of authenticity, but the strategist knows that the exposed soul is vulnerable terrain. The wise man smiles, even though his mind calculates. The wise man nods, even though he does not agree. The wise man observes, even though everyone believes he is absent. The silence is also an answer. I'm ready. Power feeds on information, and he who learns to observe in calm sees what others cannot see. Machiavelli said, "The prince must appear simple so that no one fears his cunning." Translation, disguise your intelligence, hide your fire, measure your gaze, because he who shows everything he knows loses advantage, and he who speaks more than necessary loses respect. Thank you. Not everyone deserves to know what you think. Not everyone deserves access to your mind. Not everyone deserves your broken silence. Guard your thoughts like a kingdom. Select who enters. And expel without guilt those who do not know how to behave within your calm. Breathe, observe, decide. Many do not want to know you, they want to study you. Many do not seek to understand you, they seek to control you. And you are no longer here to be analyzed. Your silence now is your shield. Your gaze now is your border. Your energy now is your filter. I'm ready. Machiavelli knew it. He who masters perception masters power, and you are learning to master it. Because while others speak of sincerity, you understand strategy. While others seek validation, you practice control. While others justify themselves, you maintain the mystery. Thank you. The wise man does not need to demonstrate wisdom. The wise man does not need to convince. The wise man lets his presence speak, and his presence sometimes is only silence. Breathe, observe, decide. The art of observing without exposing yourself is also the art of protecting your energy. Because every emotional reaction is an open door to your inner world, and you have already learned, not everyone deserves to enter. I'm ready. Sometimes victory is in the wait, sometimes power is in calm, sometimes strategy is simply not moving. Machiavelli knew it. He who knows how to wait conquers without fighting. Thank you. You do not need to unmask anyone. Time will do it for you. Just observe, just calculate, just keep your silence. The silence is also an answer. Breathe. Observe. Decide. He who controls his calm controls the rhythm of the world. I'm ready. Impulse shouts. Strategy is silent. Noise reacts. The strong mind waits. And while others burn in their own anxiety, you observe, calculate, wait for the exact moment. Machiavelli understood it better than anyone. Power is not in speaking, but in making others speak first. Every time someone despairs before your silence, they are revealing their fear. Every word the other throws to provoke you is an involuntary confession, because he who loses calm loses control. Breathe, observe, decide. The silence is also an answer. Thank you. Many believe that mastering emotions is extinguishing them. But mastery is not coldness. Mastery is precision. It is knowing when to show fire and when to extinguish it. Machiavelli knew it. The wise man does not reveal all his power, only enough to maintain respect. Because showing everything is becoming predictable, and he who is predictable is already defeated. I'm ready. Every provocation you ignore is a move of authority. Every offense you don't respond to is an act of power. Every silence you maintain is a lesson for those who underestimated you. Calm is not submission. It is power without the need for noise. Thank you. Learn to turn your self-control into a mirror. When the other gets upset, your serenity exposes them. When the other shouts, your silence strips them bare. When the other seeks a fight, your stillness makes them feel weak. This is how psychological dominance is exercised, without touching, without speaking, only with presence. Breathe, observe, decide. Machiavelli said that the prince should be fox and lion. Fox to detect the trap, lion to impose respect when the moment arrives. Your calm is the fox, your measured action, the lion. I'm ready. People fear what they cannot read. That is why mystery imposes more than force. Silence generates more respect than rage, and calm, well used, destroys without the need for conflict. Thank you. Every time you choose not to respond, your energy grows. Every time you contain the impulse, your power multiplies. Every time you observe instead of react, you become master of the board. The wise man does not seek approval. The wise man seeks advantage, and advantage is always with he who can wait. Breathe, observe, decide. Machiavelli knew it. He who knows how to control his fire can ignite that of others whenever he wants. The true strategist does not extinguish his emotion. He manages it, he doses it, he uses it as a tool. And you, when you choose calm, are already using the art of invisible control. I'm ready. Most wars are lost due to anxiety, due to wanting to demonstrate, due to reacting before the right moment. But he who masters his impulse masters the battle before it begins, because calm confuses. Silence disturbs, and self-control is the seal of he who commands without saying it. Thank you. Power does not need noise. Power does not need defense. Power only needs presence. Breathe, observe, decide. I'm ready. There is a calm that not everyone understands. A calm that is not resignation, nor fear, nor distance. It is mastery. It is clarity. It is power in its purest form. I'm ready. When you reach that point, you no longer react to the chaos of the world. The world reacts to you. Your silence becomes strength, your gaze becomes authority, your energy becomes a border. Thank you. Machiavelli knew it. The man who masters himself does not need to master anyone else, because he who governs himself already governs everything around him. Breathe, observe, decide. Power is not about controlling with violence, but about creating an internal order so solid that everything external loses influence. Criticism no longer affects you. Offense no longer moves you. Betrayal no longer hurts you, because now you understand that every reaction was a chain, and you have already broken them all. I'm ready. The silence is also an answer. Your calm is not weakness. Your coldness is not lack of emotion. Your distance is not emptiness. Your calm is your throne. Your coldness is your strategy. Your distance is your freedom. Thank you. The wise man does not seek immediate justice. The wise man seeks balance, because he knows that life itself takes care of exposing what must be seen, and you no longer need to prove anything. Your truth stands on its own. Your silence protects it. Breathe, observe, decide. Many will not tolerate this new version of you. They will call you indifferent. They will say you're cold. They will say you've changed, and they will be right. You changed the scream for control. You changed reaction for strategy. You changed the need to be understood for the pleasure of remaining at peace. I'm ready. Machiavelli said, "The man who shows himself entirely is already defeated." And you have learned to show only what is necessary, to speak only when your words have weight, to act only when the moment is perfect. Thank you. That is the new power, the silent power, the power that is not shouted, the power that is felt. Not everyone will understand it, but everyone will respect it. Breathe, observe, decide. Your calm now is magnetic, your presence impenetrable, your silence unbreakable, and when others try to provoke you, they discover something that unsettles them. There is no longer a reaction, only observation, only mastery, only you. I'm ready. The strategic mind does not seek revenge. It seeks understanding. It does not respond with rage. It responds with direction. And that direction always leads to control. Machiavelli knew it. He who controls the direction of his mind controls the destiny of others. Thank you. When you master your impulses, you become a living fortress. And the most curious thing is that this fortress needs no walls or weapons, only clarity. Because clarity disarms, calm unsettles, and silence dominates. Breathe, observe, decide. You are no longer here to react. You are here to create, to decide, to reign over yourself. I'm ready. The silence is also an answer. When you understand the art of mastering yourself, you no longer seek to be right. You seek to have peace. I'm ready. The impulsive mind needs to win. The strategic mind only needs to understand. Because when you understand, you no longer get upset. And when you no longer get upset, no one can use you. Thank you. Machiavelli said, "The wise man must act like controlled fire. It burns, but is not consumed." And that is what you are now, a fire that does not destroy, a fire that illuminates, a fire that only ignites when strategy demands it. Breathe, observe, decide. You are no longer moved by anger. You are no longer dominated by ego. You no longer seek approval. Your silence says it all. Your calm explains it all. Your presence imposes it all. True power is not visible. It is felt. I'm ready. When others get upset, you remain in the center. And that center is your kingdom. There no one can enter without permission. There nothing can disturb you. There you reside intact, firm, free. Thank you. Self-control is the highest form of freedom, because he who masters himself no longer depends on the reaction of others. He no longer fears losing anything because he already has himself, and he who has himself is invincible. Breathe, observe, decide. Machiavelli understood it. The man who controls his passions governs his destiny. That is the essence of silent power. Not to destroy, not to shout, not to prove anything, only to sustain oneself, only to remain, only to observe. I'm ready. You no longer need to demonstrate strength. Your mere calm projects it. You no longer need to raise your voice. Your silence multiplies it. You no longer need to defend yourself. Your presence does it for you. Thank you. Respect is not asked for. Respect is imposed with energy. And your energy now is like an invisible sword. It makes no noise, but cuts deep. Breathe. Observe. Decide. Every breath is a reminder. You don't need speed, only precision. You don't need strength, only control. You don't need to be understood, only to remain whole. I'm ready. Machiavelli knew it. He who observes without being seen, controls without being noticed. That is your new nature. To move in silence, to think with coldness, to act with intention. You are no longer reaction, you are calculation, you are strategy, you are pure presence. Thank you. Power is not shown, it is sustained. Mastery is not explained, it is perceived, and authority is not begged for, it is breathed. The silence is also an answer. Breathe, observe, decide. You have reached that point where the noise of others no longer reaches you. You have crossed the line where emotion ceases to be a chain and becomes a weapon. Your fire no longer burns. Your fire guides. Your calm no longer represses. Your calm reigns. I'm ready. You no longer wait for the world to understand you, nor do you try to understand everything. You only choose what deserves your attention, and that is total mastery. Thank you. Machiavelli said, "He who governs his mind will never be a slave to the power of others." That is you, an emotional strategist, a master of silence, an invisible observer who sees everything but exposes himself to nothing. Breathe, observe, decide. You have learned to observe without exposing yourself. To speak only when your words are necessary. To act only when the movement changes the course of history. I'm ready. Your silence is no longer defense, it is declaration. Your calm is no longer refuge, it is throne. Your gaze no longer seeks to understand, it evaluates, calculates, dominates. Thank you. The art of not reacting became your language. Patience, your strategy. And coldness, your way of loving clarity. Machiavelli knew it. Power is not explained, power is sustained. And now you sustain it, without noise, without doubt, without fear. Breathe, observe, decide. Your silence governs more than 1,000 speeches. Your calm unsettles more than any scream. Your presence weighs more than any threat, because he who masters his interior has already conquered his world. I'm ready. You have stopped justifying yourself. You have stopped begging for understanding. You have stopped wanting to be seen. Now you are invisible, but inevitable. True power does not need attention, only direction. Thank you. Every person who wanted to provoke you was your teacher. Every betrayal, a lesson in strategy. Every silence you chose, one more stone in the temple of your mastery. Breathe, observe, decide. Machiavelli knew it. The wise man appears less than he is, to be able to be more than he appears. And you learn to move like this, without hurry, without noise, without explanation. The wise man does not shout his greatness. He sustains it with calm. He projects it with his gaze. He keeps it behind silence. I'm ready. The world fears those it cannot read. The manipulator crumbles before he who does not react. The liar reveals himself before he who keeps silent. Your stillness is a mirror. Your serenity is a weapon. Your distance, a sacred border. Thank you. Not everyone deserves your energy. Not everyone deserves your truth. Not everyone deserves access to your calm. Wisdom is also selection. Mastery is also a filter. Power is also distance. Breathe, observe, decide. Machiavelli understood it. The prince who knows how to wait conquers without fighting. That is why you no longer run. You wait, and in the waiting, you govern. I'm ready. When you choose not to react, you choose to reign. When you choose to be silent, you choose to protect yourself. When you choose to observe, you choose to understand what others still ignore. And that understanding is power. Thank you. The silence is also an answer that needs no defense, an answer that reveals more than any word, an answer that imposes respect even on the blind. Breathe, observe, decide. You are no longer the same who began this journey. Chaos no longer drags you. Noise no longer touches you. The words of others no longer penetrate your center. You are rock, you are root, you are kingdom. I'm ready. Your calm is no longer simple tranquility. It is authority. Your silence is no longer emptiness. It is presence. Your gaze no longer seeks approval. It dictates the course. Thank you. He who masters his mind no longer needs to master bodies. He who masters his emotion no longer needs to manipulate, because the purest authority is that which is sustained without shouting. Machiavelli knew it. And you already embody it. Breathe, observe, decide. Your throne is not outside, it is in your mind. Your power is not shouted, it is breathed. Your kingdom is not conquered, it is sustained. I'm ready. Silence is not weakness, it is government. Control is not coldness, it is wisdom. Calm is not surrender, it is strategy. Thank you. Because now you know, he who masters his impulses is free, and he who is free no longer needs to prove it. The art of silence is not hiding from the world, it is dominating it from within. Breathe, observe, decide. I'm ready. Power is not explained. Power is felt, and your silence already governs everything. Thank you.